Today our aim is to complete two topics, pH scale and acid-base concepts. Okay. So first acid-base concept. First topic we are going to start is acid-base concept. Okay. So there are lot of concepts given to explain what is acid, what is base, and out of them three are very important, and beauty of them is none of them is correct and can be applied for every acid or base. Okay, so no acid base concept is complete and no acid base concept is correct. For something you have to use some concept. Okay, so there are three concepts given. They are, first one is Arrhenius concept. Which concept? Arrhenius concept. First concept about the acid is given, acid base is given by the Arrhenius. Second one is given by Bronsted. Okay, Bronsted concept. And third concept is given by Lewis. These are the three concepts. Okay, and we cannot say any one of them is wrong, and we cannot say any one of them is complete. Okay, like for some acid bases we will use Arrhenius concept. For some acid base we will use Bronsted concept. For some acid base we will use another concept like Lewis concept. Okay, so that changes according to the requirement. According to our own choice we have to select one of the acid base concept. Okay, so first let us understand what is the, there is some drawback, then this came, there is some drawback, then this came. It does not mean that it fulfilled all the good points of the Arrhenius. Okay, the like Bronsted only concentrated on the drawbacks of the Arrhenius. Okay, but still there are something drawbacks in the new concept, that is Bronsted concept also. Okay, so no concept is applicable, no concept is fulfilling requirement, all requirement. Okay, so first Arrhenius concept we will start. Okay, this is the actually major successful concept among these three is Arrhenius concept only. Okay, but there are some drawbacks are there, but number of drawbacks when compared to other concept, they are very much less in Arrhenius. Okay, so first Arrhenius concept. Arrhenius concept, in every concept there are some common points we are going to discuss. Okay, there are, we are going to discuss some common points. Those are, first one is what is acid. Okay, what is acid. Okay, second one, what is base. According to this concept, what is base. Okay, third one we are going to discuss what is neutralization. What is neutralization. Okay, and third thing we are, fourth one we are going to discuss on what factors the strength, on what factors strength of acid and strength of base will depend. Okay, so these are some common points explained in every concept. So this headings is going to be same, only thing content we are going to write in them is going to vary. Okay, so first one is Arrhenius concept. In Arrhenius concept, acid is a substance. Acid is a substance which furnishes. Acid is a substance which furnishes. Furnishes means loses or donates or gives. Okay, simple language, it is just which gives. Okay, so any substance which furnishes H plus. Okay, which furnishes H plus in aqueous solution. Okay, in which solution? In aqueous solution is called as acid. Acid are a substance which furnishes H plus in aqueous solution. Okay, then base are substances which furnishes OH minus, which furnishes OH minus again in aqueous solution. Okay, so the main drawback is here only. If you want to find out the nature of a substance, we should have a solvent which is aqueous, that is water. Okay, water is compulsory. Water is compulsory to confirm whether it is acid or not. Okay, non-aqueous solutions like benzene, if we want to dissolve the substance in benzene and confirm about its nature, it is not possible according to the concept. That is the limitation of, that is the limitation of acid base concept by Arrhenius. It is applicable only.
Sorry,
Suppose
sir.
HCl. HCl gas is given. Okay, tell me.
ఇక్కడ రిఫరెన్స్ పాయింట్ అనేది ఓన్లీ వాటర్ సార్, దాన్ని బట్టి మనం అన్ని కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసుకోగలం సార్.
Okay, I'm telling you that is like HCl. Okay, HCl aqueous is a acid that is confirmed by the Arrhenius, but HCl gas is acid or not, that cannot be confirmed because this H plus is accepted by the water only. Okay, so water is a polar solvent which is ready to take H plus and which is ready to take OH minus. That's why a general solvent is taken. Benzene cannot take H plus from the acid because it is not a non-polar. Okay, so this Arrhenius limited to water. Why it is? Because of the polarity and high dielectric constant of water, it can polarize the acid. Okay, so like HCl, if I am taking an example, HCl is partial negative here, partial positive here. Okay, so water, what it does, it pulls out this H plus by providing the sufficient negative charge. Okay, this is the negative charge available on the oxygen of water. Suppose in this place, if I am using benzene, will it be able to attract this H plus? No, and it does
నో
not
సార్.
mean that it is not having H plus. It is having H plus, but still it cannot donate because there is nobody to pull out from the chlorine negative. That's why.
సార్ ఇక్కడ
Hmm.
యాసిడ్ అంటే హెచ్ ప్లస్ రిలీజ్ చేయాలి సార్ ఖచ్చితంగా.
వెరీ గుడ్. H plus అనేది ఉండాలి, రిలీజ్ కూడా చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో దట్ రిలీజింగ్ కెపాసిటీ ఈస్ దేర్ ఆర్ నాట్, ఓన్లీ we will come to know when you provide such a solvent like water which can pull out the H plus available. Okay, so like
అర్థమైంది సార్.
ether cannot attract the H plus because of the hydrogen bonds. Okay, now coming to the base, same thing, same problem with the base only. OH should be pulled out, so that is done by aqueous solvent only, that is water. Okay, now neutralization is combination of H plus which is provided, which is furnished from acid, and it combines with OH minus which is furnished from base to form water. Okay, let it be any acid base, it will provide water molecule only. The common product, when any acid and any base react with each other, water will be produced. Common product is water. That's why when in future we are going to study in thermodynamics, enthalpy of neutralization is constant. Constant is because of constant product. If I am taking one equivalent of acid, one equivalent of base, it will form 1 mole water. So that means water enthalpy of formation is same. So enthalpy of formation is same. Therefore, enthalpy of neutralization also is going to be same. Okay. So that is the reason behind constant heat of neutralization for strong acid and strong base. For what acid? For strong acid and strong base. Okay. Now strength. A acid is said to be strong acid when it provides more quantity of H plus. Okay, strength of acid directly proportional to concentration of H plus. Same way, strength of base directly proportional to concentration of OH minus provided by it. Okay, now if I take an example of 1 mole of HNO3, okay, and if I take one example of 1 mole of 1 molarity, sorry. Okay, so it is 1 molarity of HNO3, 1 molarity of acetic acid. So if both are 1 molarity, their concentration is fixed. I am writing it here. Example, strength of acid and strength of base, how you to compare. Okay, so if I am taking 1 molarity HNO3, okay, and 1 molarity CH3COOH. So for comparison, equal concentrated acid and bases are taken, but it is going to give 1 molarity H positive, 1 molarity H positive, but it is going to give suppose 0.75 molarity H plus. Okay, so strength of nitric acid is more as compared to strength of acetic acid. Why it is? Because it is undergoing 100% degree of dissociation. In yesterday class, we have discussed about the degree of dissociation. Okay, so nitric acid being strong acid, all H plus will be dissociated and given as H plus. Okay, whereas acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte, therefore, degree of dissociation is not 100%. Let us take it is 75%. Okay, so that 75%, 100%, 90%, 40%, 10%, that depends upon the 5 factors explained in our previous lecture. Okay, so if you still got any doubt, you can 5 factors. What are the 5 factors on which degree of dissociation depends? Already discussed in yesterday's class. Okay, so same way with the, this is comparison of acidic strength of two acid and two acids. Same way for comparison of basic strength, what we will compare? We will compare with the OH minus, number of OH minus, concentration of OH minus it is providing. Concentration of OH minus it is providing. Okay. So here I am for example, I am taking KOH and I am taking NH4OH. I am taking the strength of acid and base same, but the strength of OH minus provided by them is not same. If they are provided with same thing, then they should also provide with the same thing, but they are not doing so. That shows their incapability. And KOH got a good capability. Whatever you give it to you, it will give it to you back. That means strong one. Whatever give it to you, it is not able to reproduce the same amount. It is incapable. That is 0.75. Is it understood? So Arrhenius concept, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, and what are the important points in it? Is it understood? Now, after the successful theory of Arrhenius concept, the main drawback with the Arrhenius concept came when it is unable to explain the basic nature of ammonia. It could explain the basic nature of ammonium hydroxide, but it could not explain basic nature of ammonia, and could not explain any acidic basic nature in gaseous state. In which state? Gaseous state. That is the major two drawbacks by the Arrhenius concept. It is limited to which one? Aqueous solution only, and it could not explain the basic nature of ammonia. Even it does not have any OH minus. Okay, so to explain them, a second concept is introduced. That second concept is Bronsted concept. Okay, so Bronsted concept. Now he is there to just to eliminate the drawback. So he removed this word aqueous solution, the E word. The immediately when he took over and started explaining about the acid base concept, he knows the drawback of the previous one. That's why immediately after joining as a explaining the acid base concept, immediately first thing he done is remove the that word aqueous solution. Okay, and he replaced the same thing only, but he replaced with the new word, meaning same but word is different. In place of H plus, he told proton. Okay, the substance which donates. There it was furnished, but here it is donates. Okay, in place of H plus, the meaning of proton is only H plus only. Okay, the substance which donates proton is called as acid. Okay, the substance which donates proton is called as acid. Same way, instead of OH minus, here he made a change. Two changes he made: aqueous solution is replaced and OH minus is replaced. Instead of donating, he told accept proton. Okay, so there is major one thing is required. There two things are required, H plus and OH minus, but here only one thing is required. What is that? Proton, proton. Okay, donating proton and accepting proton. There is no second thing as told by the Arrhenius. Okay, and second, first, what is the other change he made? He made a change of H plus, sorry, aqueous solution. That was applicable only for the aqueous solution, but nowadays it is applicable for all type of solutions. Okay, so all type of, in the sense, gaseous state also it is applicable. Gaseous state also it is applicable. Okay. Okay, now next to neutralization. There it was formation of what? As water, but it is not so. Okay, so here acid-base neutralization means just a transfer. It is just a transfer. Okay, transfer of what? Transfer of H plus. Transfer of H plus from where acid and to where base. Okay, transfer of acid from acid to base is neutralization. Okay, here came one more problem. What is that problem? Actually coordinate complex and coordinate reactions, okay, are very much slow in nature, but acid base reactions are fast. So that was the drawback of the Bronsted theory. Okay, drawback of the Bronsted theory, it could not explain the fast kinetics of neutralization. According to him, it is transfer of H plus from acid to base, which is a slow process. But practically, when kinetics of reactions are calculated, they are very much fast. But according to this theory, they are very slow. Okay, and here coming to the strength of acid and base. Okay, so he directly told acid strength is directly proportional to dissociation constant, directly proportional to dissociation constant, and base also directly proportional to dissociation constant. But dissociation constant of acid is Ka, dissociation constant of base is Kb. Okay, so this is the Bronsted concept theory. Like here there are two new topics are added apart from the Arrhenius. They are conjugate acid base. What? Conjugate acid and base. Okay. Conjugate acid, when it donates H plus, the leftover component. Okay. The conjugate acid when it donates H plus. Okay. So the leftover substance is called as conjugate base. Okay, what it is called as conjugate base. Okay, so conjugate acid will be formed as conjugate base and H plus. Okay, so for example, if I am taking HCl, okay, HCl on losing Cl minus, what it is going to form? H plus. Okay, so HCl on losing, what it is going to form? Cl minus. So here and here, these two, HCl and Cl minus, they are called as conjugate acid base pairs. What is the difference between them? One H plus. A pair of substances which differs by one H plus only are called as conjugate acid base. Okay, now he gave a new definition also, amphoteric. What's the definition? Amphoteric. Okay, amphoteric means it can donate H plus as well as it can accept H plus. Like HCl cannot accept H plus and Cl minus cannot lose H plus. So it is only base. It is always base. It is always acid. But if you take an example of H2O, okay, if you take an example of H2O, so it can accept H plus. It can accept H plus, at the same time it can lose H plus. Okay, so once it is accepting H plus, it will form H3O positive. Okay, so during the reaction 1, H2O is termed as, during the reaction 1, H2O is taken as base, okay, because it is accepting H positive. But the same substance loses H plus to form OH minus. So during the reaction 2, substance is same, but the role played by it is different. Okay, so here in the reaction 2, it is losing H plus, that's why it is acid. Okay, now it is playing a role of acid here. Now it is playing role of base. Okay, such substances which can act as both acid as well as base are called as amphoteric. We are called as what? Amphoteric. Okay, now coming to the strength of conjugate acid bases. Okay, So here HCl is a strong acid. That means it is more in the forward direction only. So it is more strong acid. So there are less or no chances of coming back. That means the tendency of Cl minus to accept H plus is less, but HCl tendency to donate is very much high. That means acid is strong, the conjugate base formed by it is going to be weak. అర్థమైందా? So HCl, if it is a weak acid, okay. So I think this is understood now. Strength of a conjugate, strong conjugate acid base will be weak. Okay, the base formed by a strong acid is weak and base formed by weak acid is going to be strong. That is the difference between strength of acid and base. Is it understood now? Okay. Now if you are given with this example, if you are given with the substance, you should be able to identify its conjugate acid and base. Okay. Now let us take an example of HSO4 minus. Okay. So if somebody asks what is HSO4, acid or base, we cannot say because it is amphoteric. Whether it will donate or accept, we cannot say. It depends upon the situation to situation. Okay. So if this reaction is given H plus plus SO4 minus, now we can say in this reaction HSO4 minus is what? Acid. Okay, because it is losing H plus. Understood? So if somebody asks to write the conjugate base of HSO4, simply eliminate H plus and whatever the result is there, that is its conjugate base. But the same HSO4 minus can also form H2SO4. Okay, substance is same. What is same? Substance is same, but in this direction it is base. So somebody asked, write conjugate acid of HSO4 minus. Then what you will do? Simply add H plus to it. Okay, base for base add H plus, for acid you remove H plus. Okay, so here this is acid, this is base. Okay, and here this is base, this is acid. So acid always contain one H plus extra. Okay, if in the given pair, whatever the substance in the given pair, whatever the substance which is in the given pair, whatever the substance is having H plus extra is acid, and whatever the substance which is having one H plus less is బేస్ ఓకే ఇచ్చిన వాటిలో తక్కువ హెచ్ ప్లస్ ఉన్నది యాసిడ్ ఎక్కువ హెచ్ ప్లస్ ఉంది యాసిడ్ తక్కువ హెచ్ ప్లస్ ఉంది బేస్ ఈ రెండిట్లలో there is one H plus less here, therefore it is base, it is acid. Between these two, one H plus is more here, this is acid and this is base. Is it understood, Sharad? Okay, so whatever doubt you get, you can ask through the message. Okay, so this is about the Bronsted acid base concept. Is it understood now? Now after this is applicable only for the substances which have either H plus or OH minus. Okay, SO4 2 minus, that charge I forgot to write, I think SO4 2 minus. Okay, now we are starting with the third one. The third concept which we are going to start over here is Lewis. Okay, so the advantage of this concept is it is applicable to everybody because it is more generalized concept. It took the substance, that particle which is available in every atom. What is that particle? Electron and lone pair. Okay, so here to make it applicable to most of them, let it be Arrhenius, let it be Bronsted, they are only interested with the substances which contains H plus or OH minus or any one of them. Okay, but to make it more generalized, SO2 is acid or base, cannot be explained by Arrhenius, could not be explained by Bronsted because it is neither having H plus nor ready to accept H plus. Okay, so to explain such properties, the Lewis explained this type of concept. Okay, to make it more general, what he has done an experiment He took a particle which is commonly available everywhere. Okay, what is that commonly available particle? That is electron pair. Okay, the substance which accepts lone pair is called as acid. The substance which donates lone pair is called as base. The neutralization is formation. Neutralization is what? Formation of coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate covalent bond. Okay? Coordinate covalent bond between acid and base. Okay, the direction of coordinate covalent bond will be from base towards the acid. Okay, base will be donor and coordinate covalent bond is directional in nature. Base will be donating, acid will be accepting. Okay. Okay, so this is base and acid. Is I think everybody is able to see Srujan. Now is it okay? Okay, so base is donor and accept. This is not a reaction. This is coordinate covalent bond. Okay, so the representation of reaction and coordinate covalent bond is done by arrow. So don't get misconcept of don't this as a reaction. Base is not giving acid. Okay, so base is donating lone pair to acid. Okay, so this is about the strength is cannot be explained. Okay, this is what one of the could not be compared. Okay, could not be compared. He did not explain how to compare strength of acid, strength of base. Okay, so this is about the Lewis concept. Okay, all the three concepts we have completed. In the Lewis, how to identify whether it is acid or base. Okay, how to identify whether it is acid or base. Simple. Suppose C double bond O. Okay, so in this one there is a pi bond. Pi bond is a weak bond, so there is a chance of breaking and it is going to donate it to the oxygen. So because of this, what it is going to form? It is going to form, instead of double bond, it is going to be a single bond and double bond. Okay, negative and positive. Okay, now this carbon is having positive charge, hence what it will do? It will accept lone pair. Okay, so Lewis acid, CO2 is what? Lewis acid. Why it is it understood? When there is a polar covalent bond, double bond is there, and that element outside the central atom should be more electronegative. So same is applicable to SO2 also, same is applicable to SO3 also. All non-metal oxides are basic in nature. All non-metal oxides are basic in nature, and certain substances like BCl3. Okay, BCl3. Here boron have 3 electrons and shares 3 more electrons. So total how many electrons are there? 6 electron. So what it will do, obviously, to complete it octet, it require 2 electron. That will be accepting. Okay, so accepting lone pair. Understood how this came to electron? Accepting lone pair. So then it will become octet. Understood? So any molecule in which central atom is less than the octet, central atom configuration have less than the octet, obviously it will accept electron and form octet. Is it understood? So this is about the how to identify Lewis acid or Lewis base. All positive definitely accept electron, so acid. All negative ions will donate lone pair, there will be bases. Likewise, just simply you should understand whether it is ready to lose or required to lose or required to gain. Then you will be able to identify acid base. Okay. Now pH scale. Okay. So in the last class, I have explained about the ionic product of water. Okay, ionic product of water at room temperature, that is H plus into OH minus. When you do it, it is 10 to the power of minus 14. Okay, so if I take pure water, if you take pure water, then what happens? The amount of H plus and amount of OH minus, they both will be same. That means H plus is 10 to the power of minus 7. OH minus also will be 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay. So I will write here H plus, here I will write OH minus. At this point, 10 to the power of minus 7 and 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay. So what is this? H plus concentration and OH minus concentration. Okay. So when they both are same, okay, so instead of writing every time this much quantity, what they have done, they introduced pH. Okay, pH is simple negative number on the 10 to the power of. Okay, so power of hydrogen ion concentration. P stands for power of, H stands for hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, so what, and but this negative should be avoided. That's why negative log of H plus. Okay, so what is the negative value of the value, only we should write 7. Same way POH 7. Okay, so this is the pH and POH. That means when they both are available in same quantity, when they both are available in same quantity, what will be the pH and POH? pH will be 7, POH also will be 7. Okay, now if I change the value, there will be change in pH. There will be like here 10 to the power of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 5, 10 to the power of minus 4, 10 to the power of minus 3, 10 to the power of minus 2. Likewise, you can keep on changing here also. 10 to the power of minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12, minus 13. Okay, and here one more required, 10 to the power of minus 1. Okay, so just like if it is minus 6, then it has to be 10 to the power of minus 8. So POH will be 8 and pH will be 6. So likewise, when you complete this pH scale, two things you will come to know. At any given point of time, H plus and OH minus, you multiply both of them for same solution. Let it be acid, let it be base. For aqueous solution, it is going to be 10 to the power of minus 14. Only thing, they will adjust themselves. If base is there, this will be more, this will be less, but multiplied you will get 10 to the power of minus 14. Okay, same way pH plus POH, you will get 14. These are the thumb rules for acid, base, neutral, and anything. Okay, let it be anything, just it is going to be 10 to the power of minus 14 only. Okay, multiplied concentration minus 14, adding pH and POH of the same is going to be 14. Okay, so but after from this side, see here, it is 10 to the power of minus 6. When you compare these two, OH minus is more and H plus is less. So from here onwards it is base. Same way from here onwards it is acid. At the center it is neutral because both are same in quantity. Is it understood? So this is about the pH scale and POH scale. Okay. So let us do the assignment now and solve numericals. Okay.